With us today are members of the Army of Primitives, and they have released another video to the song Fallen God of Everything. Joining them in making this music is Djuri Boot, who's with us today. The video contains lots of great actors, including Bo Brundin and also Andreas Rylander, who's with us today as well. Hello, guys, and welcome.
We're
Hi
back.
there.
We're back, bitches.
Hey.
This is amazing. I mean, since we saw the last video, I know lots of people have loved it. Some perhaps not as much as the others, but still, it's kind of cool to see productions like that in our music video world, as it looks like to me. So, Titus, tell us about this new video.
Well, if you didn't see the old one, it's that one is a bigger, epic black metal video, which is not for everyone. It's like offering a really smoky whiskey to a 14-year-old kid. It's not everyone's taste, you know. But with this one, we wanted to make a much broader sound and a more like traditional sort of song structure. So my aim for it was to make something like The Unforgiven. And I really miss high concepts in songs nowadays. It's like they sing about how they feel and someone they love that left them. Even in metal, not just in pop. It's pretty much the same in metal and pop nowadays with lyrics, right? So they deal with emotions and love, which is fine. But I'm sort of missing that whole like the story structure and everything. So I wanted to write something that was from the perspective of a failed god that's being haunted by time and realized that he had good intentions to begin with, but he created everything that he grew up to hate now, and he's just realizing this through the song and trying to see what he's fucked up and trying to reintroduce himself to the world as the fallen god of everything. Yeah, so that was my take on it. And then obviously I worked with these two guys that I couldn't have done it without. So, yeah.
Yeah, talking about that, I know, Andreas, you're not just an actor, you also sing on the tune. What do you feel your contribution was? Because I personally love your singing, but you know that already.
Yeah, thank you. No, my contribution. Well, I'm just happy really to be singing with Titus because we've been talking about that for years, and we have been singing together, but only karaoke style, you know. So it was good to finally actually do a serious production regarding that, you know. So I'm just pleased to be guest singing on this thing, really. And it's I mean, it's similar to some of the things I've been singing before, but I've been singing all sorts of styles, really. So I'm just happy to go back to this style again, really. I've missed singing this sort of music. So yeah, just happy to be along for the ride.
Yeah, for me, I wanted to involve Andreas in it too, because I could have sang the chorus myself, but I wanted someone else to do it. And to have that sort of a really hard in the beginning and the middle, and just a chorus to be sort of slow and toned down a little bit. So like in Unforgiven one that I really enjoyed. And who else than my main man, Mr. Rylander, the sexy cowboy from Kalmar.
Yeah,
But he
thank
could,
you.
I mean, we spent a little time on this, but the man that's really deserves all credit is the guy hanging out in Amsterdam right now, right? Or in
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Holland, sorry.
Yeah, I'm close to Amsterdam. It's not that far. Well, it's like the first production. It's an amazing collaboration with Titus. As a film composer myself, it's the most awesome thing is when a story is well written and sparks your imagination. When we started this, and also the other song, I didn't have images, so he talks to me, he tells me the story, and in this case about the fallen god of everything, and the story pushes you. So you immediately dive into that world. And he mentioned that concept about the Unforgiven being a Metallica fan myself. It's you know, I knew it was a very high on concept like he described before, but it sparked the interest, and I was like, all right. And man, it just flowed out of me. It was like, it's not minutes, it's hours, maybe days, but it's still very fast. And I was super inspired. But story is everything. And it doesn't matter if it's a 10-second commercial, a film, or a metal video like this. It's when somebody tells you a story and it sparks your imagination, everything comes down to that. And the story is key. And it's just amazing to work on. And I knew right away that 4 guitars and a bass and the drums wouldn't cut it, so I went nuts on that. Yes.
Well, going nuts is a big part of making metal videos, I think.
Speaking of going nuts, I'm nuts. We're talking about the song that they haven't heard. Check out the video, and we'll be back afterwards.
Crushing all the sentence, horrified to look at all I've done. Salvation, frustration, and genocide, damnation, provocations, and suicide. I'm woken up and I see my lies.
Turn back the wheels of time. Try to stop my thread of lies. It makes me so ashamed that I became what I used to hate.
Tick, tick, tock, I need to make this pain stop. Horrified to look at all my wrongs. In frustration, slaughtered on the nation. How can I undo this all at once? My glorified, I left you all behind.
Try to turn back the wheels of time. Try to stop my thread of lies. It makes me so ashamed that I became what I used to hate.
Where's mine? Don't dream me. Don't say me. What ain't
Try to turn back the wheels of time. Try to stop my thread of lies. It makes me so ashamed that I became what I used to hate. Rise up and see the pale woman. Mankind rising from the tomb, forgiving all my sins. The fallen God of
Okay, you guys, this is pretty insane, and I think that our viewers will think so too, and the listeners, of course, because this is a music video. There's no, you can combine the two. But this character that you've created with this mask, Tell me about that, because that's truly an insane character.
Yeah, but I mean, the funny thing is with these two videos, you can't see my face in any of them, which is fun. No, I just wanted to play around with the persona and have the mystique and everything because I miss that. And I miss videos nowadays. It's so fucking boring. It's just a band standing somewhere and playing, and that's it. Always in a warehouse or somewhere. And it's just nothing. And the video has nothing to do with the songs. So in this case, we really wanted the song and the video to be created together. So I mean, Djuri was looking at all these images from these clips that I already had with
Yeah,
the
exactly.
amazing Bubendien that we lost last year, did his last performance here. And so I wanted to have a contrast with a crazy person in a straight jacket and just this Hannibal Lecter effect. So no, I didn't have much like inspiration about it. I just thought it was a really cool look, and my girlfriend Johanna did the makeup, and yeah, I think I look awesome. And she wants to have sexy time with me when I look like that. So I'm all good.
I'm not even gonna bleep that.
No,
People
fuck
need
me.
to know. So, but I love the contrast between all of those weird, insane stuff, and then going over to Andreas singing, since you're singing the more clean vocals, and there's more of a beautiful melody in that part. So, have you thought about the contrast between the different scenes in that way?
In the music video or just
Yeah, in the video. In the video.
Yeah. Because it needs contrast as well. I mean, he's as he's being haunted, it's the scary stuff, but it's also the beautiful stuff and the whole the emotional part of his uprising and his waking up to reality kind of part, which is trying to stop the wheel of time because he's trying to save this, but it's getting out of control for him as well. And so I'm the time haunting him, and Andreas is more his inner emotions.
Because the lyrics are beautiful, I have to say. Okay. I just fed his ego. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to.
Honestly, really happy about these lyrics. I think it's the best lyrics I've written. So I'm really glad you say that.
Yeah. Well, Djuri, how do you feel about concept versus lyrics? Is that something that you work a lot with?
Yeah, I think it's tied together. So I remember working on this with Titus, and he almost sent me like a sort of small movie script, you know? He wrote it down, he wrote the sentences down, and was like, gee, this is really cool. And it's like I said, story sparks the imagination. And he also told me about this concept that it's going to be a cleaner chorus to be, sort of sanity, sort of light, and it pushes itself, pulls out the violins, and it just opens up with the beautiful voice of Andreas with multiple layers of vocals. I don't know how many we did, but I think a lot. And it's big, and I like it, but it's all lyrics and concept. It's tied together. If you don't have that and you have to start writing, it's hard. Story is so important, and Titus is obviously a very good storyteller. I'm not gonna feed his ego again, but I'm doing it now.
Feed me.
So, Andreas, for you as an actor and a singer, do you feel like it's easier to get into the character shooting a music video when there are good lyrics? Have you ever felt like the lyrics have contained you more than set you free, as in this one?
And certainly in some cases it could, but here, I mean, we go way back as well. Me and Titus, at least, so we know each other pretty well. I know pretty much what he's after, and you feel pretty liberated by knowing that. So it was never really any difficulty as such, and we were already warmed up from the previous music videos. We shot everything essentially, and so it wasn't really too difficult to get into that. And I'd already done the singing parts, and so I know the kind of feeling to put into it as well. But together with Titus' direction, it was not really difficult at all to get into that stuff, you know. It's really just about capturing the sort of emotion that the text and lyrics and the concept represent. And doing that in the heat of the moment wasn't difficult, because we built everything up and everything was going, and sort of like we had this flow. So it was not difficult at all. It was just you just leap into the ocean of emotions.
We should do a song with that, Andreas. We should do a song of that. Oceans of emotions. I love that. I really do.
I mean, we're pretty
So-
used to filming, but usually Djuri comes in and just posts. So it was fun to see him in front of the camera and just
Oh yeah.
rocking out with that guitar. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time you do a guitar solo in a song?
No, this was the first time I actually played in a music video. I did do a couple of guitar solos in songs, obviously, but it's the first time I've been caught on video with doing it.
And it was freezing cold.
It was freezing cold, and playing arpeggios with -5. I can tell you, it's not funny, man.
Well, we
Sticky.
gotta highlight that he's playing all the fucking instruments on this song, which is
Yeah.
insane. So the band is him, which
Thank you,
Yeah.
won't
Titus.
really lend
Ian
itself to a
Mayo.
big live tour.
Yeah. Okay, I hate people like you, Djuri.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
No, but seriously, I love what you do, and I think it's amazing
Thank you.
when one person can sit down and actually create something that doesn't sound unison, because sometimes if one person create it all, it sounds very flat. But in your
you so
case, there are nuances, and that's cool. That's really
Thank
cool.
you. Thank you.
So what have the reactions been? Because I mean, it's been out and it's been published in a lot of different medias by now.
Yeah, I mean, Sweden Rock published it in Sweden just a few days ago, and that's always nice. I mean, that's like the biggest exposure you can get here. And for some reason, they like us in Italy, so got a lot of press in Italy, which is nice, and Germany. Hoping to break into the United States, that would be nice, because this is a little bit more thrashy. The black metal part doesn't really work in the States that much, but the thrash I think should travel. But haven't found any good outlet there yet. But I got so happy because I opened the YouTube thing yesterday, and that's the power of movies and music and stuff, when you can get validation from people you don't know. So someone wrote, "Oh, this is the sound every new band should have," and from someone I don't know. I mean, if it's a friend or family, it's like nice to hear. But if it's someone you have no idea, they have no reason to be nice to you. So that's really cool when people take their time to listen and comment and stuff, because it's really hard to get people's attentions nowadays because they're being fed so much stuff all the time.
Definitely. And tell us a little bit about the Bo Brundin thing, because sadly he's not with us anymore, and this is one of the last things he did. How did that happen?
This is the last thing he did, actually. We were close friends. I mean, it wasn't sad really, because he was really old. I mean, he was a huge Hollywood legend, and he was the first one that did the Ingmar Bergman, the Seventh Seal, but as the theater production with Ingmar Bergman. So that's how old he is. I mean, and then he was like in the Great Wall of Pepper with the Robert Redford. Paul Newman was running his Oscar campaign for that, and the Meteor with Sean Connery and Rich Man Poor Man, A-Team, Falcon Crest, all those classic shows. And we became really good friends, because he came to one of my premieres like 15 years ago, and he stayed at my place, and we became friends, and we wanted to do this this short film together that we did, and basically no one saw it. So he passed, and I thought, well, I have this material that like 20 people have seen. so
I saw it. I love it.
yeah. It's for a very selected few. But I always thought, this is much more. It works a lot better as like a music video type. So that was the basis for the story, for the music, and everything. So this is my tribute to Bo, my man.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. And I feel like all of you being creative people, everything you put out has meaning for you.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy really hard stuff, but even the last one, it gotta have the emotion as well. It's gotta be the dynamic. Otherwise, I'm not interested if I'm just screaming my ass off and kill, death. That does nothing for me. It needs to have the contrast and emotion and stuff.
I thought that was amazing.
Yeah, that could be your new song. Oh, well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk to me about your new video today. And I'm already looking forward to the next one. You know, I'm becoming your number
There
one
is no
fan.
next one.
What?
This is the last one, unless a lot of people out there likes it, and we can have a little more time from Djuri's very busy schedule.
I'm real sorry. I'm real sorry, Titus. I swear.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. For now, this is the last one.
I'm
now
keeping
it
my
is.
hopes up.
So
I'm
so
keeping
enjoy
my
it.
hopes up.
We
I'm
might
not
be back in the
listening to you.
future. Who knows?